Hello, passionate Celtic FC fans. This is Celtic Central News, your exclusive source for Celtic updates. Before we kick off, we appreciate the incredible support. If you love Celtic, subscribe now, hit like, and let's build this community together. Now, on to the latest news. A warm welcome to new subscribers. Your support is crucial. Hail, hail. Look, I'm sitting here and my phone is absolutely buzzing off the hook. Not with silly season speculation, folks, but with something that, if it's true, is the most seismic, earth-shattering transfer move the Scottish game has seen since, well, maybe ever. We're talking about a genuine, bona fide, old firm betrayal, a move so audacious, so utterly unthinkable just a few short weeks ago that it changes the entire landscape of the Premiership. The news coming from sources incredibly close to both the East End and Govan is that Celtic are making a serious, concrete play for none other than James Tavernier, the captain of Rangers Football Club. I know, take a deep breath, but the word is that discussions have moved beyond the exploratory stage. We're talking about figures, we're talking about contract length, a proposed deal that would secure the right back's future for the next 4 years, maybe even 5 years, a longevity that has to be a huge appeal for a player now in his early 30s. This isn't just a rumor, folks. This is a tremor running right through the heart of Glasgow football, a genuine power play designed not just to strengthen one side, but to utterly cripple the other. And the chatter surrounding the fee is just as mind-boggling, a figure that would surely break all previous records for a player moving directly between these two gargantuan clubs. We're hearing numbers that hover around the £8 million mark, perhaps even stretching to a colossal £10 million when performance-related add-ons are factored into the final calculation, a massive outlay for a player who, despite his immense quality and staggering goal contributions, is approaching the twilight of his peak years. But think about the context here. This isn't merely an investment in a defender. This is a tactical nuclear option. Imagine the public relations nightmare at Ibrox, the sheer, unbridled fury of the supporters, the catastrophic blow to team morale and leadership that the sudden departure of the club captain, their most consistent creative outlet, would inflict. Conversely, picture the jubilant scenes in paradise, securing a proven top-tier player, a phenomenal penalty taker and free kick specialist, while simultaneously delivering the most crushing psychological defeat imaginable to their fiercest rivals. It's a double whammy, a move so ruthless it screams of the highest level corporate warfare being played out on the turf of Scottish football. Now, let's talk about the driving force behind this unprecedented approach, because this isn't just a whim. This has the fingerprints of a deeply considered long-term strategy all over it. The Parkhead hierarchy, it's believed, views this as a once-in-a-generation opportunity to not only fill a key defensive position with an absolute specialist, but to inject a level of experienced, proven league-winning quality that is almost impossible to find elsewhere without spending exorbitant amounts south of the border or across the continent. Tavernier's numbers speak for themselves. His goal involvement statistics are simply phenomenal, frankly unbelievable for a right-back, often putting him among the top attackers in the league. That kind of attacking threat, coupled with his immense professionalism and his Iron Man ability to play almost every single minute of every single match, makes him a coach's dream. Furthermore, the contract situation at Rangers, perhaps a slight reluctance to offer the long-term commitment that Tavernier desires at his age, is rumored to be the tiny chink in the Govan armor that Celtic's negotiators have ruthlessly exploited. But the real burning question that everyone is asking, the absolute core of this explosive situation, is this. Would James Tavernier actually do it? Would he genuinely cross that deep-seated, intensely emotional divide, that line etched in history and passion, to swap the blue of Rangers for the green and white hoops of Celtic? The answer, according to the inside track, might be a shocking yes. We're hearing that the offer on the table is astronomical, a financial package so lucrative that it would effectively secure his family's future for generations, a compelling argument for any professional athlete nearing the end of their playing career. More than that, there's the professional ambition, the chance to play for the current league leaders, the guaranteed opportunity to compete at the very highest level of European competition, something that has been a more sporadic luxury at Ibrox in recent times. The narrative of professional legacy, of moving to a club that offers what is perceived as a more stable platform for immediate, guaranteed silverware, is a powerful one, perhaps strong enough to overcome even the deepest-seated tribal loyalties of the old firm. The atmosphere in the city, if this is confirmed, will be absolutely toxic, an intensity that will make previous Derby Day tensions feel like a friendly kickabout. The reaction from the Rangers fan base is already starting to boil over in online forums and message boards, fueled purely by these increasingly loud whispers. Terms like traitor, Judas, and mercenary are being thrown around with venomous abandon, a reaction that the player and his family would have to steel themselves against. This is not just a transfer. This is a cultural flashpoint, a test of allegiances, and a brutal commentary on the professional nature of modern football, where loyalty often takes a distant backseat to cold, hard financial incentive and career advancement. The decision for Tavernier is not merely about a contract. It is a choice that will forever define his legacy in the minds of millions of supporters on both sides of the Glasgow divide. His name will either be immortalized as a legend or permanently etched in infamy. And finally, for this first section, let's consider the tactical fallout at Rangers, because the ramifications are dire. The loss of Tavernier would leave a gaping hole, not just on the pitch, but in the dressing room. He is the voice, the captain, the man who has lifted the trophies, the player who, despite his critics, embodies the modern fighting Ryan spirit of the club. His departure would instantly create a massive leadership vacuum, forcing the management to scramble for a replacement right-back and, critically, a new skipper. Imagine trying to fill those colossal boots. The right-back position is pivotal to their attacking structure, and finding a player with his unique blend of defensive diligence, set-piece mastery, and attacking output would be almost impossible, certainly within the current transfer window time constraints. This entire saga smells of a deliberate, surgical strike by the Celtic hierarchy, aiming to decapitate the Rangers team of its heart and soul, turning a potential title race into a procession before the season even truly hits its stride. The complexity of this deal is absolutely staggering, extending far beyond the standard player, agent, and two clubs negotiation. We're talking about a move that has required the utmost secrecy and non-disclosure agreements that would make a spy thriller jealous, simply to prevent this information from leaking prematurely and causing a public meltdown that could derail the entire Scottish football season. The key piece of the puzzle that has unlocked this entire audacious pursuit is the rumored staggering salary being offered by Celtic, a figure that is conservatively estimated to be at least double his current earnings at Ibrox, a truly life-altering, generational, wealth-creating contract designed specifically to make the decision an absolute professional no-brainer, irrespective of the deep-seated emotional and historical baggage involved. It's a calculated gamble by the Celtic board, betting that the sheer magnitude of the financial package will outweigh the almost unbearable pressure that Tavernier would face from the blue half of Glasgow. The whisper is that even the player's closest advisors have urged him to seriously consider the offer, framing it as the culmination of a highly successful yet extremely taxing career. Furthermore, the timing of this colossal, game-changing bid is highly significant. It comes at a moment when Rangers are undergoing a period of structural change both on and off the pitch, perhaps appearing slightly vulnerable to such an aggressive, unexpected maneuver from their bitter rivals. The instability, the constant pressure to perform, and the subtle murmurs about the future financial health of the Govan club have created the perfect storm for Celtic to launch their unprecedented assault. They are capitalizing on any perceived uncertainty, presenting themselves as the picture of stability, offering not just a handsome wage packet, but a clear, uncomplicated path to immediate and sustained success. The kind of success that guarantees regular appearances in the lucrative group stages of the top European club competition. This move isn't just about snatching a player, it's about making a profound statement of financial and sporting dominance, asserting their position as the undisputed powerhouse of Scottish football for the foreseeable future, sending a clear message to all other domestic competitors that they mean absolute business. Now let's dissect the potential contract structure, because it's far more than just a massive base salary. Our inside sources suggest that the proposed 4-year deal is heavily front-loaded with huge signing bonuses and loyalty payments, structured specifically to incentivize the player to make the immediate switch and to commit to the long term at Parkhead. We're talking about guaranteed sums of several £1 million just for putting pen to paper, a number so compelling that it transcends all traditional sporting rivalries. Additionally, the contract is rumored to include exceptionally generous appearance and goal contribution bonuses, directly linking the player's incredible offensive output to his personal financial reward, an acknowledgement of his unique skill set as a right-back who contributes like a striker. This kind of bespoke, highly personalized financial architecture is the hallmark of a transfer negotiation where one club is absolutely desperate to secure their target, pulling out all the stops to make the offer truly irresistible, a financial proposition designed to silence all internal doubt. The reaction from the Rangers dressing room, even just based on the rumors, is already one of profound shock and a palpable sense of unease. While players are professionals and understand the brutal nature of the transfer market, the idea of their captain, a man who has led them through thick and thin for many years, joining their arch enemies is almost too much to comprehend. The fear is that this potential move could completely shatter the delicate mental cohesion of the squad, leading to a loss of focus and confidence right before a crucial part of the season. The immediate need for the Rangers management to communicate effectively with the remaining players, to quell the swirling rumors, and to reaffirm the club's long-term vision has become paramount. They need to reassure the squad that the club remains ambitious, competitive, and that they will not be held hostage by rivals' unprecedented financial aggression. Club's handling of this monumental crisis will define their season, a true test of their crisis management skills. Before we proceed, subscribe to our channel and enable notifications to receive all exclusive news about Celtic FC. Don't miss any details about your favorite team. It's extremely important for Celtic FC fans. In the fevered atmosphere of Glasgow, there are now counter-rumours swirling, tales that Rangers are desperately scrambling to put together a last-minute counter-offer, a deal that would involve a dramatic extension and a significant salary bump, in a desperate 11th-hour attempt to retain their talisman and prevent the absolute public relations disaster that his departure would represent. However, the prevailing sentiment is that any counter-offer, no matter how substantial, would likely fall significantly short of the financial behemoth that Celtic has unleashed. It's a classic case of too little, too late, a situation where the rival club has moved with speed, decisiveness, and overwhelming financial power. The internal debate at Ibrox must be raging. Do they pay an unprecedented fee and salary to keep an aging asset, or do they accept the massive financial windfall and try to rebuild with the funds? It's a brutal, high-stakes poker game, and right now, all the chips appear to be stacked firmly on the green and white side of the table. Finally, let's not overlook the psychological warfare that underpins this entire spectacle. Celtic's intention is crystal clear: to demoralize their great rivals to such an extent that the title race is effectively over before it seriously begins. The acquisition of Tavernier would be the ultimate power move, a masterstroke of ruthless efficiency that would simultaneously elevate their own team while symbolically decapitating the opposition's leadership structure. If this move goes through, it will fundamentally redefine the narrative of the old firm rivalry for a generation, shifting the balance of power both financially and emotionally firmly towards the east end of Glasgow. The sheer scale of this potential transfer is a testament to the club's ambition and their absolute belief that the path to European success runs through total domestic domination, and they are willing to pay an astronomical price both in pounds sterling and in public backlash to achieve that goal. And it's because of all this, because of every wee bit of information trickling out, because of all the smoke that genuinely suggests there's a huge roaring fire behind this unbelievable rumor, that the Scottish and international football community is in such a frenzy, hooked on every update and waiting for the announcement that could change absolutely everything. The final touch that would transform a successful spell into an era of legend. The mere thought of seeing a centre forward of Ferguson's quality and youth leading the Celtic attack in the next Champions League campaign is enough to make any supporter's heart race. It's the kind of dream that dares to become a reality, the kind of sheer audacity that deserves the glory. This is a rumor that makes us question the limits of what's possible in modern football, reminding us that sometimes passion, strategic vision, and a touch of wild ambition can absolutely trump the cold, hard logic of balance sheets and television revenue. If this deal gets done, it will be one of the biggest and most shocking transfer moves in living memory, a clear signal that Celtic is ready to play in a whole new ballgame, and we, my friends, will be here to report on every single second of this epic tale being written behind the scenes, a proper story of daring, dough, and, above all, the beautiful game. Hello, fan. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, as it means a lot to Celtic FC. Also, share your opinion about the news in the comments below. See you in the next video.